Are you looking for the next craft beer to try? Well, maybe Liquid Truth Serum by Dogfish Head is the one for you. Welcome back, everybody. So we are going to try Liquid Truth Serum. This was $3.19. I did pick this up at Hoffman Street Grocery in Three Rivers, Michigan. 7% ABV. I don't think the IBUs are on here. 65 IBUs from Untapped. Untapped is showing that the ABV is 6.8, but obviously we have 7 on the actual can. I have had this one time before. We'll see if I still think it's the same. Kind of cool can. It's got hops jumping in a pool. Different additions in the whirlpool are added. Yeah, that's about it. Just a ton of hops jumping in the pool. So if we look at the head, it is off-white, almost a golden color, all small bubbles. About 2 fingers of head from the pour I did give it. Bubbles are like bubble wrap. They are spread apart. If we look at the color, golden yellow color, I can see all the way through it. Medium bubble level, I do have some coming up. Not a lot, but, or I'm sorry, more than a little bit, but not a ton, I should say. Let's go ahead and get a smell. Fruity citrus is what you get the most of. I do get a little bit of pine in there, maybe a little bit of sweet malt, but that fruity citrus is what really sticks out. Smells pretty good, and I think you would get that from the whirlpool because you're going to get more of those aromas, more of those flavors in the drink than you are the IBUs as you are cooling it down. I don't know what temperature they whirlpool at, or if it's right after the boil, they put them in there. Usually you stir it up and you let it sit for so long, and then you either do another whirlpool when the temperature gets lower, or you go ahead and put it into the fermenter. Let's go ahead and get a taste. Big citrus, like a grapefruit bitterness, like the grapefruit peel. Grapefruit is what I get the most out of this beer. In the back, it is like a sweet malt. Not very much. That grapefruit does a good job of covering most of that up. Then the aftertaste is kind of like a bitter grapefruit peel, and some bitterness. A good amount of bitterness. I would say 65, 70 IBUs is probably right. Medium body on this one. It is kind of on the heavier side, I think. Let's get the rest in here and see if we can cloud it up. Still not cloudy. Yeah, I can still see through it. If anything, that bottom did have a little bit of yeast protein in there. I can see some particles floating in there. Yeah, citrus. If anything, from that, putting the rest of it in there, you are getting a tiny bit of fruitiness in the beginning now. I don't know if that's because I've had drinks, but yeah, like a juicy fruit, very low. Then you get that grapefruit rind kind of taste back into some sweet malt. I think it's pretty good. I'd probably have to go with a 4 out of 5 on this one. The first time I had this, and I'm not sure where I had it, I did give it a 3.25 out of 5. So I would go up to a 4. I didn't check for a date. Canned on date is 6/13/18. So as of this taping, about 2 weeks old. So maybe the other one was older, maybe 2 months, maybe carbonation is good. So 25 of my friends have had this, average 4 out of 5. 46,000 people have had this, average 3.87 out of 5. Let's see if it shows when I had this. Okay, so I did have this at one of the beer festivals back November 4, 2017. So maybe it was a little bit older. I'm guessing it was out of a keg though, but I could be wrong. It could have been cans, just older cans that they were trying to get rid of. But yeah, I think it's a solid beer, good summer beer if you're into those grapefruit IPAs. If you're not into those, you might like it, but yeah, that grapefruit really sticks out to me in this one. Head's retaining pretty well, starting to get some lacing, but yeah, solid beer. So that'll wrap up this beer review, and until next time, happy brewing.